Beans, it's time.
Time
for another classic JP and the Beans 5. We are going to give you our top 5 Jedi of all time. 2 weeks from now, on the next pod, we will give you our top 5 Sith of all time, and then we'll bring it all together. Okay, a month from now with the top.
Look
5.
at you, just planning the next 3 top 5s.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Top 5
Can't even discuss it
characters of all time. Executive powers.
No, you did kind of discuss it.
Kind of discuss it. I just made it official. So now it's out there. We can't change our minds.
That's fine.
Or maybe we can. We have all the power. So, Beans, without further ado, you go first. Who is your number 5?
My number 5 Jedi. First of all, I just want to say I'm very proud of myself. This list is strong. This list is so strong.
I'm proud of you too.
And it's probably better than your list. Anyways, my number 5 is Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson. By the way, the man who gets all the best roles in Hollywood, Qui-Gon Jinn. Who doesn't want to be... Or Qui-Gon Jinn. Liam Neeson. That's funny. They're the same person, though, so it makes sense.
Listen, he's going to be in Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Come on.
He trained Batman. Mm-hmm. He trained Obi-Wan. He trained... Well, he didn't train Anakin. He didn't get a chance to.
Well, he was freaking Aslan in the Narnia movies.
He was God. He was that universe's God.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. He's awesome. Mm-hmm. And who doesn't love Qui-Gon? Okay. And I loved his relationship with Obi-Wan. I wish we could have got more of it.
Sure.
Of course, obviously, he gets cut in half, so that gets taken away pretty quickly.
It's all tough.
There you go. Qui-Gon, number 5. It's also very interesting because I believe there's theories, or in the books it says if Qui-Gon would have been the one to train Anakin instead of Obi-Wan, Anakin would have actually went down the right path.
That's a mean take if you're Obi-Wan. How would you like to hear that? Ouch.
Because Obi-Wan...
You lost your master, you screwed up your Padawan. That's tough.
But here's the reason...
True, but it's tough.
Here's the reason why. Because Qui-Gon saw him as a actual Padawan. Mm-hmm. Obi-Wan kind of saw him as a little brother. And that's the difference.
So Obi-Wan is the one who loved first. Interesting. Brotherly love, but love nonetheless. Huh. Okay.
I believe that's the argument.
Okay.
I could be wrong on parts of that.
All right.
But yes, Qui-Gon's my number 5.
Good number 5. Okay. My number 5, Ahsoka Tano.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever pronounced her name correctly. I don't think I ever will. But Ahsoka is my number 5. I've started to, in the last year and change, watch the Clone Wars animated series with my kids. Because here's a really sad thing in my life, right? And I can't go back in time and change this, but the Clone Wars series was released at that just terrible time in a person's life where they're like, no, I'm too cool for cartoons. Well, fortunately, I grew up and realized I'm not too cool for cartoons.
I can promise you that never happened for me. Look at me. Look how I turned out. It never happened for me.
It worked well. And so being able to now, thank you, Disney Plus, dive into that series with easy access has been a delight. Her character is obviously written tremendously well. She's incredibly entertaining. It's easy to understand why she has been immensely popular, right? And it holds up. It's not just, oh, you're popular with kids. Like, no, I get it. Like, there is depth to her character. In the live action show, I really enjoyed. I'm looking forward to seeing more of the live action show with Rosario Dawson continuing to reprise the role. That's outstanding. And listen, anytime you're wielding 2 lightsabers...
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
That's not bad.
It's pretty badass.
That's not bad. I like that. So there you go. That's my number 5. Ahsoka. My number 4, speaking of lightsabers, Mace Windu. Hello, purple lightsaber. It's great. Also, it just made me wonder, how did that not happen sooner? How did it take that long? Well, you just got to have Samuel L. Jackson step into the role and
be like,
he's like,
I want to
give me a purple lightsaber. Don't give me a green lightsaber.
I want to be different.
You know what else I really enjoyed about Samuel L. Jackson when he played the role is he knew his character was going to die. He's like, I better not get stabbed in the back. He's like, I better die magnificently. I remember that coming out in interviews after the movie, and boy, did he ever. Like, he went down memorably and hard.
But it did wonders for him. Like, it was all in good, like, for the character.
Yes.
It worked so well.
Yeah. It was maybe one of just, like, the best deaths in Star Wars.
It's up there.
There's been plenty that would fight. Ooh, there's a top 5. Interesting. Top 5 deaths in Star Wars. Oh, we could have a schedule change. But anywho, Mace Windu, wisdom, power, purple lightsaber, the look, phenomenal character. And obviously he's great in the Clone Wars show as well, but that's my number 4.
My number 4.
Your number 4, sir.
A guy who got a little screen time in the movies and then gets fleshed out in the Clone Wars.
Okay.
My boy Plo Koon is number 4 for me.
Nice.
One of the best
Nice.
fighters in the sky. The dude gets it done. I love Plo Koon. I thought he always looked badass. Look at him. He's right there, chilling. Blue lightsaber.
Yep.
That's my guy. I won't get too much into detail outside of that. He's just a badass.
It's great.
That's mine. Number 4.
Super unique looking character.
Number 3. I have Yoda. Yoda's on number 3. Look, you gotta give the man credit. I also enjoy original trilogy Yoda when he's just talking shit to Luke the entire time. That's my guy right there. And before that, watching him be like, why?
An old man.
Oh, yes. Right. Absolutely. We're talking in riddles the whole time, and they're like, what? And then just beating the crap out of your grandkids, essentially. That is who I aspire to be.
Great.
Is Yoda. Yoda is when you think of Jedi, honestly, Yoda should be arguably number 1. He's the face of the Jedi Order as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Yoda's my number 3.
I love that. Great number 3. My number 3 is Luke Skywalker. Luke's character arc in the original trilogy is iconic for good reason. While I obviously wish that the sequel trilogy would have portrayed his character differently, I'm able to find some peace with how he was portrayed. It's like, is it the take that I preferred? Of course not. But does it still portray the character well by the end? He has a great finish to that movie. Great finish. Everything leading up to that is tough.
Just do what I do and just ignore that it happened. To me, that doesn't happen.
Right.
That didn't happen. That's not my Luke Skywalker.
Part of what I appreciate and enjoy about the character, especially based on what we learn in the prequel trilogy, the Clone Wars series, and so on and so forth.
Mando is training Grogu for that wee bit.
Absolutely. Trains Grogu for a little bit. Is he came into the Jedi Order so late. So I love his ambition. I love his, just his straight up hopefulness. He goes through a lot in a relatively short amount of time. You may say, well, 3 movies is a lot. The dude gets put through the highs, the lows, comes out with enduring hopefulness for himself, for his dad, for the ultimate fate of the Jedi Order. And that's where the sequel trilogy really did him dirty, is it turned him from just this hopeful character into just a cranky old curmudgeon. That's not who he is. So Luke Skywalker. There you go. My number 3. Your number 3, sir. Oh no, I'm sorry. You did your 3 Yoda. My number 2.
There you go.
Number 2. Obi-Wan Kenobi is my number 2.
Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Your number 1's probably garbage. No, I'm kidding. No, go ahead. Go on. Talk about
Obi-Wan's another character that went through a ringer. Part of what was really fun for me in my lifetime was I get introduced to Obi-Wan as the old wise man that Luke Skywalker encounters in the first movie, and then he's the old wise, well, not old but deceased, and yet really cool Jedi ghost in the second and third movies. And then you get the young Obi-Wan, and I think they really, this is hard to do, crushed the young version of Obi-Wan. I thought they portrayed him really well to the point where you can see how he would become the old wise man. So a lot of energy, a lot of ambition, a lot of eagerness. Phenomenal fighter. How can you not love that about him? He has just some of the, if not all of the best duels in the Star Wars movies. I mean, truly, he's just a duel hog in that sense. It's, there's Obi-Wan again. It's awesome. Who cares? So Obi-Wan Kenobi is my number 2. My
number 2 is somebody you already mentioned, Mace Windu.
Yeah.
I loved Mace Windu as a kid. I loved the purple lightsaber as a kid. Whenever he enters the screen, Mace Windu, you can just feel his strength.
Yeah.
Like his power. They're like,
presence.
This is Mace frickin' Windu. Mm-hmm. We better pay attention here. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's great. Also, the fact that Banff is somewhere on the hilt of that lightsaber is hilarious to me. Mm-hmm. So, for everything that you already said, building on top of that, Mace was my badass Jedi growing up. I got Mace Windu at 2.
Great pick.
Number 1.
Tell us why Obi-Wan is number
1.
You
already know it's Obi-Wan, Ewan McGregor.
It's right there in the name.
Not even close. Everything you said, he's witty, which, love that. I love it when he just drops in. It's like, hello there.
That's rare amongst the Jedi.
And it is. Yeah. He actually enjoys, he has a good time. He enjoys being a Jedi.
Yeah.
He is out there in the thick of it.
Yep.
What else can I say about how great Ewan McGregor is? The memes.
Ewan's just incredible.
The Obi-Wan memes that we've gotten over the years. The iconic fight between him and Anakin towards the end, and he wins. He wins and leaves Anakin for dead. And you can just feel the emotion he had for Anakin.
Yeah.
I could go on and on all day about how Obi-Wan is the best, but he is a great combination of wit, humor, strength. Yeah. Like you said, that dude is a duelist at heart. You're not going to see him be using the Force all the time. He's the one, like, I'm going to beat you down with the lightsaber,
collar,
and I'm going to win. And I love that. So there you go.
It's a great number 1. It's a great number 1.
Obi-Wan.
I love that. My number 1 is Yoda. My guy Yoda, number 1. Again, phenomenal character arc. The introduction to his character is so wonderful for so many reasons. First of all, it's just entertaining. It's like, who is this hilarious green alien that's just obviously bonkers? And when all of a sudden the switch flips and he goes from goofy to exceptionally sharp and wise, you realize, oh my gosh, that he was doing all that on purpose as a facade. Oh, we just had a level up here of who this Yoda character is. And so the amount of work that he is able to do in a short amount of time with Luke Skywalker is incredible. It's incredible. He doesn't have this young Padawan. He's got a headstrong, brash, naive 20-something-year-old that thinks he has all the answers, and Yoda has to not just teach him, but break him down and even allow him in some ways to be broken before Luke is willing to come back, reconnect with Yoda, and allow Yoda's wisdom to settle in and really take purchase in who he is. Prequel trilogy showed Yoda in a slightly different light, kind of like, I would say, Yoda at his peak, right? When the Jedi Order is fully fleshed out, Yoda's in a position of influence, and it's entertaining. I'm not saying it's like my favorite part of the prequels, but it's entertaining watching the little green guy bounce around. Like, I still remember sitting in the theater the first time that Yoda whipped out the lightsaber and battled Dooku. It's like, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of dang fun.
Him and Palpatine.
Yep.
And the third one on the floating
in the Senate floor.
Correct.
Yep.
I was gonna say that's the one thing I didn't bring up. Yoda's fight scenes,
they're tremendous.
They are just entertaining to watch because you're like watching him bounce around, like you said. Yeah. And he uses the Force a lot more.
Yes, very force dependent, which you gotta be when your size is that small, but just infinitely quotable. So I have zero qualms with Obi-Wan being at the top of the list. He's a worthy choice. I think it's either Yoda or Obi-Wan. I went with Yoda, you went with Obi-Wan.
I can
think
live
that's
with
delightful.
That. I can live with that.
Great. That's great. Qui-Gon just missed my list. He would have been worthwhile being on there. I thought about having Anakin on there.
I did too, but
I just couldn't squeeze him in there. No, couldn't bump someone else off for the sake of it.
I just couldn't get the whininess out of my head.
Yep.
That was my problem with it.
Yep. He's got a lot of accomplishments.
And he didn't really live up to the Jedi code very much. Yeah. If you think about it.
Yep. Concluded well, but a lot of roughness.
It was a roller coaster ride for old Anakin.
One character that I have yet to really get to know is Cal Kestis. Okay, in the Star Wars Fallen Order
he's chill
game. I'm very much looking forward to playing that game in the not too distant future and getting into that character, because from everything I've heard and been told, great character, great storyline. So
it's pretty fun. The first one was pretty fun.
Yeah. So there you go. There's another classic. JP and the Beans top 5.